So the story behind this song, it's about my 3-year relationship. There's a whole team of firefighters on the left side, whole team of firefighters on the right side blocking this bridge. It's just me, all for me. I mean, I think there's a level of you can learn something and you can get better at something, but then there's just like God-given talent.
All right, welcome to the Jacob Koutas show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you. So you are a singer. Are you a song? Do you write your songs too?
Yes, I do write my songs. I feel like that's how it started. That's like the real passion.
Okay, so you just feel like, did you want to be like a ghostwriter, or did you want to just be like a singer, or did you want to do both?
I think just growing up, it was just my way of getting my feelings out. You know what I mean? Like I was just sitting on my bedroom floor, just typical, I don't know, going through it. My 8th grade crush didn't like me back and I'm writing songs, that kind of thing. But I think, you know, just the whole like singing out and about and gigging around, I never thought would happen. But I think a goal now that I have, it would be really cool to be a ghostwriter, to be like, I don't know where that would be, but there are so many people you don't understand that are writing other people's songs.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh my gosh, why do I love this Morgan Wallen song? Why do I love this other pop song? Oh, they're actually the same writer behind it. They're just writing for so many different people. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I would say that ghostwriting behind the scenes can be difficult, I feel like, but I feel like a lot of people that do that really know what they're doing and they get the stories out properly. But I do also like the fact that you write your songs about yourself and your own story, because it adds personality to it, and it's like a lot more like, this is my story, it's not someone else's story.
Yeah.
But so what was the first like song you wrote in 8th grade then? Did you just write it? Was it really bad or was it good?
No, there are so many. I've written songs since I was like 6. They're all terrible. I have them all written down. I probably have over 1,000 songs between my whole life. I got a lot of stories. And also just people, I mean, I have a lot of stories about my friends, my sister, what she was going through. I feel like I was that person that people were always venting to. So then I would take that and then write them a song and be like, here, feel better. Sorry he broke your heart, but hope this helps.
Sorry you broke your heart, but here's a song that might go viral. You might want to sing it. And let's get in the booth. And anyways, can we make money off this? Or?
Yeah,
that's cool. So what's your start of inspiration when you're young? Just you want to be like a pop star, or like what was your 6-year-old self being like, I see that person, I'm like, I want to be that, or like what kind of got you into singing?
Yeah, I feel like I was super shy as a kid with singing. I was an all-star cheerleader growing up, so I feel like I was an extrovert and like expressive in that way, and was kind of used to my whole life kind of being under pressure, going out, you know, doing a routine, coming back. But like, so I was, you know, extroverted in that way. But when it came to singing, I never sang for anyone. My grandma would ask to hear me sing and I would like run into a different room and be like, no, I don't want to do it. Like I never thought I would be singing for other people. It was never like this dream I had as a little kid, which is really weird. It just kind of happened. I always just liked to write poems. I liked to just sing by myself. I was like, I'm never going to do this for anyone.
The shower concerts are the best concerts in the world.
Yes.
No one understands how great the vocals are in there.
Yes. So maybe that was my inspiration, the shower. But it just, my parents, I think, kind of knew how much I liked to do it, and they would force me at Christmas or like a birthday or whatever. They'd be like, sit down and play the song at the piano. Like my parents had a piano. My dad was a professional trumpet player, so he made us do band. My sister and I had to do band. It was
what was your instrument?
Requirement. Clarinet.
Yes.
So I was
This one. Gotcha. Okay.
My sister.
Was this a flute?
Flute.
Okay.
My sister was the flute. I was the clarinet. So I think music was always in the house. You know, my dad would be playing. We had a piano. My mom played a little piano. So I think just those little things. And then I just always like to write my feelings out. So just started playing. But
so like, what kind of songs did your mom make you sing when you were like younger? Was it just like regular carol songs, or was it like your songs?
No, yeah, I would have to, like, my grandma would be like, sing the national anthem for me. And I'm like, okay.
That's the strangest request ever.
Little things that are like, I don't know, holiday songs or things like that. Like, I would learn Jingle Bells on the piano, or I remember I was playing Vienna by Billy Joel. I don't know if you know that song, but my parents hate that song probably because that was the only song I knew how to play on the piano growing up, and I would just play it religiously over and over again. And yeah, so I think being forced and peer pressured by family actually kind of started getting me comfortable with it. And I only started playing live my senior year of college. So I really never played for anyone except maybe like
family members or
whatever.
Yeah, private locations. I mean, we did like singing for Christmas and stuff, like, but you're not really like singing like actual like stage singing. You're just kind of like, you know, singing the song that's like Jingle Bells or whatever, and you're kind of just, you know, like basically like singing it in terms of like speaking it loudly, essentially. But I think that putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, being forced to do that, especially with singing, is going to put you out there. Because it's like that, I feel like, is half the battle of singing, is like getting on stage. And it's like, I'm sure, have you had stage fright before?
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm in my little heels, like quivering. Like, and I like, can they see this?
Because I feel like the scary part would be just like getting up there and just translating what you do in like the studio or behind scenes, and then just putting that on the stage for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's like completely different environments.
I always say too, just think about all of the athletes out there that are way better than anyone that's on a court or a field right now, but they just didn't do it. Like, not that they didn't have the courage, maybe they didn't have the resources, maybe they didn't have the coaches, the families, whatever. Like, there's so much that goes into, you know, people starting something. And it's just like the only reason I'm out and about and singing and getting these gigs is because, like you said, I can have the courage and the hustle and I'm not saying it didn't take hard work, but like, I'm not the best singer, I'm not the best guitar player, I'm not the best songwriter. Like, I'm just out here doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot to say about that, but really there are so many people that just aren't forced by their mom to start singing, and they never
sing in front of the family, and your family's like 2 people, and you get like, you're like so scared.
It's worse. I would rather play for a bar of 300 people than 4 of my family. I'm not family members anymore.
Sit there
but
like Christmas, and you're like, I don't want to do this.
People I know just sitting there, eye contact, they actually care, and they're like ready
like
to
really
go.
Invested.
It makes me
and then the
so
worst
nervous.
part is like after them giving their honest opinion, because they're gonna give your honest opinion because they're your family members.
Yeah.
Because your biggest critics are always your closest people. So you're sitting there, and then you do well, and then they're just like, you could have used a little more vocals on this, and you're like, I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to eat. Like,
I know.
It's Christmas. Leave me alone.
Yes.
So I have a question though. Do you like ignore like the kind of fans and like kind of zone out and just sing your songs? Because in terms of sports, you're relating it to sports. When I've played in like stadiums that are relatively full. Like, they're not like crazy full, like to the brim, but like we played our super sectional game, and there was like half of the stadium was full.
Yeah.
And it's like, until the game ended, I had no idea that they were there. I honestly completely zoned out, played my game. I mean, it's 90 minutes plus.
Right.
And then once the game ended, then I looked up and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
Do you zone out when you're up there, or do you kind of recognize it, or is that like, how does that work?
Yeah, I think sports are so different. I mean, obviously everyone plays different, everyone sings different, but I have friends that completely close their eyes when they sing, and I feel like that's how they do their whole gig. I can't. Like, my eyes are open. I am looking out into the crowd. I'm trying to understand what my next song is going to be based on people maybe bobbing their head, or maybe I'm trying to see who's coming in, how old they are, what song I think they're going to like. So it's definitely I don't know. Sports, I feel like, is kind of an individual experience when you're just trying to win the game. But I feel like with music, the whole point of you being there is to like connect people together. I'm trying to connect to them. I'm trying to connect them to each other. I'm trying to get the guy on the left side, like talking to the guy in the right. And oh my gosh, they are Ball State fans. And now they're like joking around. Now they come up to me. Now they're requesting songs. Now they're dancing with me. Like, I'm trying to get all of us to be best friends in the room. So
that's cool.
It really is. It's not an individual experience. It's me trying to like get in the brains of everyone there.
So they're basically like, if you compare it to sports, they're basically on the field with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to win the game.
Yeah. We're trying to win the game together. Everyone's
We're trying
together.
to have a good time.
So you kind of touched on something interesting there. So you don't actually have like a set songs that you run through when you perform. Right. So you kind of just like pull out different songs whenever you want.
I have 300 songs, like a set list on my phone on guitar tabs, you know, like just in case I'm, you know, running out of ideas, or I'm like, shit, like what were the chords to this song? Like, it's kind of like my lifeline.
Yeah.
But I've been the past 4 years I've been playing a lot of these same songs, so now they're kind of on loop in my head. Like, I can kind of visualize the whole guitar
nice.
tab app. Like, I'm like scrolling through it in my head. And so I kind of have these riffs of 15 to 20 minutes where I play a lot of the same songs after each other, and I kind of know which one I'm probably going to play, but I really don't go in with a set list. I walk in, look at the room. Okay, let me start. Do I start with country? Do I start with an 80s song? Are these people awake yet? You can kind of tell if people are just trying to eat and talk. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just start with something a little slower, like lean into it, then get into something bigger. So as I'm playing, I'm thinking probably 3 or 4 songs ahead. So I'm playing, I'm singing, I'm looking out, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play this song, and I'm gonna play this song, and then just trying to get a read on people.
That's cool. So you're basically like a DJ singer.
Yeah.
Essentially.
That's gonna be my new name, stage name.
DJ singer.
DJ Justine.
DJ Justine. I mean, you're essentially the DJ of the night, though, if that's kind of how you go about it, because it's like you're setting the mood, you're setting the vibes. I mean, there's all those like movies, like the Zac Efron one. I don't know if you've seen that, where he's like a DJ.
What movie?
Was that? It's like with Emily Ratajkowski, and he's like the DJ, and he's like, you got to set the specific BPMs, and then like you start here, and you got to feel the rhythm, and then you got to pick it up, and
I need to see this. I cannot believe I haven't seen a Zac Efron movie. I love Zac.
It's a really good movie. It's very interesting.
But it's true. Yeah.
He talks about like the specific BPMs, and it could be like kind of made up, but
you're kind of like the subconscious of the night. People. There are so many times where I'm just completely background music, which is totally fine. Sometimes
which is
people,
good.
Yeah.
I think that's good, because if you're the background music and no one notices you, that means that you're a good artist.
Yeah.
Because if you were like really bad, they would definitely know.
That's so true. That is so true. So yeah, I think it's interesting when I'll have a family come up to me and it seems like no one's listening, which again is totally fine. I'll just be here in my own brain singing my songs. But I'll have a family come up to me. I remember I was at a country club one time and they came up and said, "You made our night so much better by being here." And it was the best compliment I've ever got. They're like, "Our daughter wasn't annoying. She was locked in. You were playing some Taylor Swift. She loved it." And just to be the soundtrack to memories being made with families and things like that is just a cool experience.
That is awesome. I feel like that's just like a heartwarming comment, and you just get that, you're just like, all right, yeah, this is worth it.
Yeah,
this is worth it.
Right.
I don't care how the shows for the rest of the weekend go. This one was the best. So that's interesting, because I feel like especially because the way you like change songs and stuff, I feel like if you had a younger crowd, you throw any T Swift or like really popular song that's out now, and they'll just go bananas.
Yeah.
Like they'll just be like, yeah, like, oh my God, I love this song.
Yeah.
Whatever. Have you ever had that like happen where you just see the younger crowd, you're like, all right, this is the trending song that, like, maybe it's like the Stacey Abrams song.
Yeah.
Did you play that one or no?
No, I have not.
That one's
yet.
a good one.
I know. I do need to play that. The people go. What I've realized is when I land on a song that a grandpa knows and then a little girl knows, I'm like, I've made it. Wow, this is so cool. But I would say Taylor Swift, Maroon 5, Katy Perry, and like Rihanna. Those people, everyone knows, which is really cool. Just to have a 65-year-old and then a 21-year-old dancing together, it's awesome. Or just those 80s classics like Josie's on a vacation. Like anytime I start that, people are like, oh my gosh. So it's cool to see ears perk up and bringing different people together. But when I'm at fests like Palatine Fest or like Displays Fest or things like that, when I have the actual little girls and they're requesting Taylor Swift, it's just so cute. And then everyone gets involved. And
and the background people they're not against Taylor Swift at all. They're just like not gonna go crazy over it. Like the little girls are gonna go crazy over it, which is good. So do you mostly play at like bars or like restaurants? Like is there like dance floors, or because you said country club as well? Like what's kind of the typical venue that you go to?
Yeah, this past year I started getting into more, you could call them like live music venues in the city. So they will move tables away at certain times of the night and they kind of force people to stand because they want them to get drinks, dance, and then I'm kind of the opener for the big band that comes. So Tin Roof is one of my favorite spots to play in Wrigleyville, and that is the best because they force people to stand in front of you and actually interact and dance, and those are the best nights. But most of the time, some people are dancing, but it's a lot of bars, restaurants. People are eating, they're drinking, they're sitting at a bar, and yeah.
That's fun. I feel like the best places would be the ones that are like downtown Wrigleyville or like the bar. Dude, how's the Barstool one?
Barstool is fun. It depends on the crowd. A lot of I play there Tuesday, Wednesday nights in the summer, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of work conferences that it'll be dead at 7, and all of a sudden it's popping at 9 o'clock, and then they go till 1 a.m. So a lot of those aren't dancing, but if I'm there on a Friday night and there's some bachelorette party that's coming through, because a lot of people are visiting Chicago for just from out of town, or a birthday, I love those. I'll just whip out like some Birthday Bitch acoustic and people just are not expecting it, and yeah, it's fun.
I was gonna say, you give the birthday shout outs, right?
Oh, of course.
You have to. It's the best. They come up to you, it's this person, even if it's not their birthday.
No, you just pretend. It's a good way to just interact with the crowd, and then they kind of like warm up to you, and then they start coming up to you requesting. Like my sister will be like, I don't know why you take requests. Why do you even risk, not knowing a song or looking stupid or things like that? But I would rather talk to people, and then if I don't know it, joke around with them and just get some interaction going, because then it's like growing up when you're in class and no one wants to ask the question, and then one brave soul raises their hand and then everyone else starts asking questions.
Yeah,
trying to get that ripple effect of
the first question is the hardest, and then once someone asks and then they're just boom, storm rolling, and you're good. I like that. What's the top song you've been requested?
Ooh, I feel like people are always requesting Chris Stapleton. They always want some Tennessee Whiskey or some 80s song I don't know, and then I just go, oh, I'm sorry, did you say this song? And I just play a totally different song. Or I'll tell them, like, come up with 2 or 3. So if you don't know the first or second, we can land on one together. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I get.
Like, oh, you want Taylor Swift? Okay, here's Drake. Let me just play this song real quick.
No, I did have someone go, they're like, oh, play Eminem. Like, thinking I wouldn't. I said, watch me play Eminem. Dare me. And this is Love the Way You Lie with Rihanna. I can't tell you what it really is. And
then they're sitting there like, I was joking. No. And you're just like, I wasn't. I wasn't joking. I'm ready. That's interesting. So what genre do you like the most?
I don't know. When I'm playing covers, like I said, about 300 songs, I have 4 hours that I need to fill my own head up with entertainment. You know what I mean? I'm out there by myself. So I like to switch it up. I love country music, but I also just love like taking pop hits from today and then making them acoustic. And I don't know, you take Sabrina Carpenter or Chappell Roan, and people aren't used to hearing them acoustic, and it's cool to just kind of put a twist on it and slow it down, or you kind of hear the lyrics more when you have it acoustic playing, and people will be like, oh wait, is that Chappell? And then get up and they're like, is this Pink Pony Club? And they start dancing. So
that's cool.
I like to do those.
Do you have like any audio in the background that helps you out, or is it just the acoustic? Like you have like a fake drum in the background?
No.
That's interesting.
It's just acoustic.
That's kind of cool. I feel like that vibe is like, it's not really common.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone usually plays like a background drum or has something in the background they play just so they can kind of fill the room. But the acoustic makes it like, I feel like it pops out a lot like that.
And maybe I'm just too lazy to figure out how to get that plug-in to do that, to enhance my performance. But I think there is something to be said about just a guitar and a mic. I mean, I don't even have a foot pedal. Like, I don't have a looper. I should probably do these things.
So what do foot pedals and loopers help you out with?
Like a loop would be, so it'd be on the floor. You would play, I'm trying to think, like a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. You know how it's like has all those different layers of guitar. So you would play maybe a couple measures and then hit the loop, and then that would play over and over again, and then you can kind of play over yourself. So you're adding depth to the song. Yeah, I haven't figured that out.
I've seen those, like the DJs that like loop their songs and like create like a whole song in like 10 minutes.
It's really cool.
I mean, what was his name? Who did that? Charlie Puth? Is that his name? He did that on like Jimmy Fallon or something like that. And he just was like,
he's so cool.
With the teacup? Was that the teacup one?
Yes. And on TikTok, he shows all the process behind doing that.
Yeah. And he's one of those, what's the tone? I forget what it's called. He has like the perfect tone in his
perfect
ear.
pitch. Yeah.
Perfect pitch. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he's like, he'll hear something and be like, "What's this note?" And he'll tell you right away, and it'll
like
be
the
right.
doorbell will go, and it'll be like G.
It's like what? Yeah. Does that like studied, or is that like just a gift from God or something?
It's a natural born gift.
That's insane.
Yes.
Because I was like, how does he get it so precise?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't know.
Yeah, that's insane. So what would you consider yourself as an artist for like your songs? Like what genre would you consider that?
I don't know. I hate that question. It's so hard. Genres are so weird because, I mean, and I find myself when new music comes out, I'm looking now at other artists and I'm like, okay, what is he categorizing this? Like what, like Kelsey Ballerini comes out with a new album and I'm like, okay, this is kind of poppy. And I look and it's country. Like she still tags it as country because it is, but like
even like Rihanna, not Rihanna, Beyonce's was country.
Yeah.
And I was like listening to it and I was like, kinda,
maybe
like
maybe
it's kind of pop. Like
yeah, maybe like one of the 12. I don't.
Yeah, it was weird. But then there's some that are like, oh, this is pop music. This is, or like, I mean, rap is the easiest one to tell.
Or even like, I'll think something is pop, and then you go in and it says alternative singer-songwriters. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know, and I don't know.
Yeah, well, because some alternative songs just turn pop because of the popularity of them.
Yes,
and they're just a little bit more upbeat, but they're still. And you go to another song of theirs, and you're like, all right, yeah, this is alternative.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, the last song I did, I would say was probably more like pop rock ish. I think I'm going to Nashville.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I was like, I want to get a little edginess into this. I feel like I love Creed. I love Nickelback. And I've always wanted to put out something that was kind of more headbanger, but I can't because I'm just an acoustic guitar player. Like I'm so limited on what I can do. So to have my producer that I've been working with be able to like add in electric guitar solos and drums and things like that. It's cool to hear this really dumbed down, minimal 4-chord song that like turn into what it did. So, but I would say like country pop, like pop. I would say that's normally what I'm kind of writing, singer-songwriter.
I mean,
country.
I would probably say that's just listening to your one song. I was just like, yeah, this is definitely like country pop or like rock ish vibes. It's like all kind of mixed in there, which is cool because like there's straight pop artists that only do pop, which is fun, and then there's like straight country, which is like we love country music. Yeah, we have to love country music. So it's interesting seeing like multiple genres being combined in one song. Yeah, very interesting. I do like the crossovers, like where the chorus is like more poppy and then it like just goes into rap or it goes into like something else. What's your thoughts on Post Malone going country?
I love it.
I think he's such a good singer now.
He's the best.
I think I was like I really liked his pop music, but now that he's country, I'm actually like even more of a bigger fan.
Yeah.
Just because his vocals are so perfect for the genre, kind of like not like raspy, but like that middle tone is. It's
genius what he did with having someone featuring on every one of his tracks. That's marketing genius because you're going to. I mean, I would have listened to a completely post country album, but maybe some people wouldn't have because they're like. I don't know. We don't like Post
Malone, right?
Yeah, but like the fact that he had all of these features, it makes people want to go listen to it.
Yeah, I Had Some Help has definitely been on my playlist and on repeat for a while, so that's been interesting.
Yeah.
One of the other questions I want to ask you is, what was your inspiration of like one of your artists? Like, which artists do you look up to and want to be like? I would want to push myself to be kind of like them, or in the future, or what inspired you to do music in the first place?
I keep talking about my girl T Swift and it's getting annoying, but I love her just because the way she's been able to stay so relevant for so long, you know, has nothing to do with her being the greatest singer or vocalist of all time. It's really just her way of connecting with her fans and being able to tell just true, honest stories and having the courage to put it out there. I think it's crazy. I mean, she is so famous and she writes from the heart her personal testimonies of things, and she just doesn't care that it's going to be completely criticized and picked apart and trying to figure out if the blue eyes she's talking about is Matt Healy or Joe Allen. Like, it's just crazy how she just doesn't care, and she's like, these are my stories and I'm just going to put them out, and whatever happens. I think it's cool to be so honest, and I just think her songwriting is genius.
Top tier. Yeah. I think the best part about her is that she's been in this industry for so long, and every single one of her albums that comes out are usually like hits, if not like people have one song out of it that they're like, yeah, this is amazing. I listen to it and I like it. It may not be like all of her songs they all like, but there's at least one that usually someone picks up. If they like pop or country music, they pick it up and like it. And it's interesting because she's been in this industry for so long, and she's still like the number one like talked about like female artist up there. There is some upcoming artists that are definitely might be taking the whole world by storm. Yeah. Which is interesting. But I just love the way that she started with Love Story. And that was like every single high school cheerleader girl, like non-cheerleader girl, like dream was that song. Yeah. And then it was like everyone just connected and was like, oh my God, this is so true. Mm-hmm. Like that whole song just resonated. And then now it's like we have Swifties that like, if anything happens, they will do literally everything and anything for her, which is nuts. Would you consider yourself a Swiftie?
I feel like the term Swiftie is associated with obsessive and crazy and like, woo.
Yeah, they are a little crazy.
But like, I'm a Swiftie, but in the good way, not like I mean, any extremist for anything in the whole world, any topic is not good, but I just respect her so much, I think, and I think it is I don't know, I need like,
you're just a big fan.
I'm a big fan,
because like the old Swifties versus the new Swifties are like, I feel like different vibes.
I mean,
because the new Swifties,
I wouldn't go like commit a crime for
yeah, some of them are crazy. Well, more so the Swifties, they just like boast their opinions about everything, and they're like, she shouldn't do this or she should do this or whatever, and they go nuts. Like the whole Travis thing was like a Swiftie nightmare, because some of them were like, I love Travis, or like, I don't know about Travis, and then
it's like, you shouldn't have an opinion on someone else's life. Just sit down, enjoy the music, and shut up.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like a lot of the Swifties literally just flock to the NFL just to watch and just to for like a glimpse of a moment to see Taylor Swift on the screen.
But it shows
that's insane.
Her power, just her hold on everyone. And even Travis ended up going on the Eras tour and actually was one of her dancers. I don't know if you know
I did see that.
But he got to pick her up and be a part of it. I will say I do have a Kansas Swiftie Chiefs shirt for football season. I have a Go Taylor's boyfriend. I do have these things. So
I would consider you a Swiftie. If that makes me
a little crazy, I'll be a little crazy for Taylor.
I would consider that in the Swiftie club, buying Taylor Swift Travis gear, because that's basically what that's the Swiftie gang. I mean, if you support the Travis and you buy their merch, I feel like that puts you in the category. Okay. But you're not crazy like that.
I'll take it. Yeah. You don't know me that well. So no, but I will say, as crazy as this sounds, so maybe I am crazy. Any like first date I went on, I would always find a way to bring it up just a
Taylor
little
Swift?
bit. Yes. Because I want to see their reaction. And it is true. If they are completely like, oh my God, like repulsed.
I hate Taylor Swift.
I hate her. And not even just like, I don't care for her. Like, that's one thing. Like, if it was like, I hate Taylor Swift, that is a red flag. And I don't even, all girls should use this, because it means you're insecure and you can't handle a powerful woman. Too, if they were like, if their response was, whatever, it's like, okay, yellow flag, like we're all good, like you don't have an opinion, that's okay. Like obviously green flag, like you respect her, like you don't have to love her music, know her whole discography, but I am telling you, if you have, I mean, I guess hating anyone is kind of just a red flag, but like if you have absolute hatred for her,
Taylor Swift,
no, it's no second date for you.
Yeah, I personally, I don't see the hate behind her.
Thank you.
I don't see it.
I liked you.
Like, and I'm not just saying that because you're saying that. I'm just saying like people don't like her because she makes like music, but what if the music's just not for you?
Right.
Like that's okay. Yeah. Like you don't need to hate someone because they didn't make music for you.
Right.
There's how many millions of artists in the world?
Right.
Like there's French artists and German artists. Maybe you go listen to them. UK. Like there's so many artists and genres across the United States. Like just because she didn't make music for you doesn't mean that you have to listen, number one.
Right.
And then number two, like, okay, she's famous. Well, she's famous because she provides tons of value to all of her listeners who have gone through the exact same stories she has.
Right.
Like Love Story, like I was saying, that's a resonating story with a lot of teenage girls that go through high school that aren't the star cheerleader, that are the star cheerleader, or that are like, you know, on the football team or not on the football team, even for the guys' side. Like, and it's like, okay, you're resonating the story with people, and that resonation, that connection is like super meaningful, puts out lots of emotions, lots of emotional reactions, and that connection and that just listening to her provides so much value to why she's famous and why she has, you know, all these followers and everything. And then people are just like, yeah, I don't like her because of that. And it's like, you're just hating because you're hating. That's it.
I agree.
You're just hating because you're hating.
Wait, I need to know, who is your favorite singer?
Right now,
I know it's a hard question.
I have two.
Okay, we'll take two.
They're not like your typical what you think of me, which is weird. And some people are like, really? But like, I would probably say it's so hard to put one above the other, but it's Dua Lipa and Tate McRae. Those are my two, like...
Stop.
Yeah, those are my two top
Tate
artists.
McRae is my girl crush.
She's
love
insane.
her so much. Do you love her new album?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's amazing.
Okay, so not to put you on the spot, but what is your favorite song on her new album?
Of her new album?
She is so...
like, Revolving Door is just it's just like gets
you
you
seen the
going.
music video?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like as a girl, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Like, this is my girl. As a man, I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to stop watching these music videos. Like, she's so hot, but she's also so talented.
She's so talented.
She is. So, I mean, I don't know how much you know about her, but like, she started as Dance Moms. So she's actually a dancer. And it was funny because she's like, and I was watching one of her interviews, like, she never even really wanted to sing. Like, she wanted to be a dancer. And then her YouTube video blew up as a singer because she had just written this song in her room.
And her TikToks, basically.
Yeah. So, and then she was like, oh, maybe I should try singing. And the way that she's been able to blow up as a singer so that now she can incorporate her passion of dance. Like, did you see her on SNL? You have to see her SNL performances.
Oh, her performance?
Yes.
I don't think I did. Wait. No, I did. That's the one where she did the chair split, right?
Yes.
That's insane.
The chairs, she's like walking around the chairs. But like, it's so...
it's crazy.
And even... But okay, so you have someone like her who just has it all. Like, she's gorgeous, dancer, singer, songwriter, everything. And it's amazing the criticism that she will get about just... I mean, that's our world. You know, social media is just... You know, it can be the greatest thing, but also just evil.
And they even said that her move in... the Revolving Doors was reversed.
Yeah, no,
and like that was a criticism, and then they just posted all the receipts.
And then she posted her doing it.
Oh my goodness!
But her main criticism, I feel like, is people are like, she doesn't sing enough. I'm like, oh, that's because she's doing a marathon of dancing. Like, did you see it? The dance break? Like, she is an entertainer. If you want to go hear her sing, go to her acoustic set, and she'll do that. Like, people are just haters.
They are.
You are a hater because you're not as hot and talented as her. That is what that tells me.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I love Tate.
And it's crazy because I remember there's one like another behind the scenes where they're like, all right, can you do a straddle to a split? And they're like, the director's just like saying it as they're like doing the video. So she's like singing and just doing the music video, and then she just does it like 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and you hear the director, he's like, of course you can. Of course.
I've seen that video.
Yeah. The fact that she can do what she does in terms of like dancing, like flexibility, like it blows my mind, because it's like, I think about like even like touching my toes and I'm like, yeah, this is a struggle. And she just like does some crazy move. And then you see people try to do it on like TikTok and stuff. And they're falling over and they're going too slow, or they're going like too fast and they fall over backwards or whatever. And it just really like amplifies the amount of talent she has.
Yeah.
As not only a dancer, but then her songs as like a songwriter and singer. Again, unreal. I think she's the new like Britney Spears.
Yeah. No, like, she already is. Like that is our generation's new pop star. Like it hasn't been done, and Dua Lipa is amazing too, but like I feel like Tate's just doing it at a whole like unique level. And it's cool because Do you know her like main producer? Are you aware that it's Ryan Tedder?
I don't know the lore behind this. No.
So Ryan Tedder is her like main co-writer and producer on these, and Ryan Tedder is the star of or head of One Republic.
Oh, interesting.
And Ryan Tedder does so much stuff. He's on a lot of different songs that you hear these days. But like, it's interesting how it's like, oh, you love Tate McRae. Maybe because it connects you with, I mean, not that One Republic songs are like Tate's songs, but in a way you have that same brain. But I mean, One Republic has so many of your favorite songs that you probably forgot about. And then to have him working with her, it's like, oh, this makes sense. And I heard him in an interview one time saying, someone asked like what his goal is just in general with music, and he said chasing goosebumps. And I think that was my favorite line. He's like, when I'm writing something, I'm chasing a feeling of like, ooh, like we landed on a cool chorus or something like that.
Yeah. What's your favorite song of her new album?
I would say Green Light.
Okay.
I love that one. I mean, Sports Car. Obviously,
it's so good.
OG,
the music video is so sick because that car is just.
Yes.
I mean, come on, and even like I forget which F1 driver, like commented on her video, but it was just like a bunch of F1 drivers, and one of the really famous ones. I think it's not Lewis. I forget his name, but he drives for McLaren. And like he commented on the video and was like, really like the car.
No way.
And he's like the number one F1 driver for McLaren. I forget his name. Oh, this is going to trip me up later. But yeah. And then everyone was like, oh my God, imagine this couple. And it's like an edit of like both of them. And it's like her with like the sports car, like track outfit and everything. And then like him driving the F1 car. So and then it's funny. Like literally she's just dating Kid Laroi now, which is nuts. So I'm again big fans of both of those. Those are like my top two artists. I'm going to see Dua Lipa in September.
Nice.
So yeah, that's like September 5th. So that's my birthday, which is gonna be insane.
Ooh.
So I don't know what to expect. I've seen her live in like Lollapalooza when she was on a side stage.
Okay.
Which is nuts. Because I've been a fan of both Tate McRae and Dua Lipa before they were like uber famous, which is hard to say of
which
two
is the
artists
best
of like
feeling also when you're like no I loved them before everyone else did.
Yeah, like I was one of the OG TikTokers that saw her and was like, dude, this girl is great at singing. And I think she was maybe like 17 or 16 at the time, and I was like maybe what was I like 20 years old maybe, or 21 years old in college, and just like watching, and I was like, this is a really good song.
Yeah.
And then I like listened to her, and then I was like, she's like 2 songs. I was like, what is this? This is not. And little did I know that she's just an upcoming artist, and she's been on all these shows and stuff. And then like fast forward a couple years, and now she's like one of the biggest pop stars and sells out like Argentina concerts, and it's like, it's nuts. So yeah, I would say that those two are my top. That's hard to pick one though, because it just alternates between the two.
Yeah.
But I listen to genres of everything though. Like, I mean, Linkin Park is in there. Obviously, like you got the 7th, 8th grade emo mix, you know, gotta have that.
Yes.
So those are good vibes. It just depends on the situation, you know, which is fun. That's the best part about music is like every mood has a song, and every song can put you in a mood.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
wow, did you just do something there?
I believe that. I'm a big believer in that. Like every song has a mood.
I need to write that on my wall.
Yeah, you should.
I need to put that in my music room.
I mean, it's true though, because it's like you if you're sad and you want to be more sad, you can be more sad by amplifying with music.
Yeah.
And if you're sad and you're just like, you know what, I want to turn this around, like you can use a whole playlist to transition out of sadness into like just like a mellow mood or happiness or even like anger if you wanted to. Like there's a mood and song for everything, which is that's why I love music so much. So
and when you write, it's actually interesting because creativity has a shelf life. I heard someone say once, and it's so true, because if like I am in a particular mood and it's 2 a.m, I have to sit down and write that song right then and there. Otherwise that feeling is going to leave me, and then I could maybe write a couple lines down, but then 2 days later when I'm just out of my whatever funk I was in, I try and like go and write from that prompt. And I'm like, well, I don't feel this anymore. So I don't know. I can't write it. So it's interesting just when you're listening to people on the radio, like they were really in that feeling and they were writing from that. And now they're performing it every single day and they could be so happy in the happiest relationship of their lives, and they can still just kind of throw themselves into that feeling that they had. And it's powerful how it can just connect people.
Yeah, I think that's another interesting point too of the alter ego of Tate McRae, Tatiana. And she was probably in a different mood when she wrote a couple of those songs.
Yeah.
Do you have an alter ego when you write songs or anything, or no?
Well, so with Cold Heartless Bitch, this last song, I'm not a cold heartless bitch. I'm a nice, loving person, but I really was just like so I mean, I don't know how deep I want to get into the meaning of this song, but I was called cold by an ex-boyfriend, and it just hurt me so bad because I'm like, I'm not cold. Like, this is just me having to be confident enough to try and choose what I think is right and go this direction. And so I think I put myself in this alter ego of like, this song is just a super sarcastic song of, wow, like I'm such a cold heartless bitch for, giving you a million chances and then finally having to choose myself. Like, like I'm such a cold heartless bitch. Don't feel bad about it. Like, when your sadness turns to anger, like, oh, I'm getting scary now. Like, watch out. Like that kind of thing. Yeah. And I think I kind of took on this alter ego, especially putting the music video together, just like being in the city, strutting around, like standing on bridges and like screaming, like, part of me, like, that's not me, you know what I mean, in real life, but it is in this song. I was feeling it. I'm like, yeah, let's get up there and do this. So
yeah, I was gonna say like that reflects on the emotions that you felt during those moments of like, no, like I don't want to choose you, I'm choosing me. Like I gave you all these chances, like, and you messed up, but then you're calling me mean because I don't want to deal with that. So like what kind of, if we can get into it, what kind of things were you just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore? Like where did this start where you were just like,
oh gosh,
this is annoying, like I don't want to talk to you anymore? Like what was the story behind that?
So the story behind this song, it's about my 3-year relationship to someone I really thought I was going to marry. Like this was it for me. And we just could not figure it out. We could not figure out a plan. I felt like without getting into it too much, like it wasn't going to work. Like our worlds were it was a long distance relationship. Our worlds were just being planted deeper and deeper into where we were, and it wasn't joining together. And I felt like I could see the writing on the wall, and I felt like I was running in like slow motion to nowhere. And I'm like, I am going to do the tough love thing, and I'm going to say, I can see the writing on the wall, and I just, like, it's not going to work at the end of the day. And there was no hatred towards each other. Like, it was all love, I think, which is sometimes the hardest part when you're having to do what you think is the right thing to do, and you still have so much love for the person. And I think we both did, but at the end of the day, it just it's not going to work, and I could see it. So, so
you were the one that kind of cut it off and was like,
yes.
yeah, this is not really going to work for me. Like, I need you to be here. And if you're not here, it's so hard.
We could not figure out a plan. It was, we don't have to get into it, but we just could not figure out a plan, Jacob. The
advice is don't be a far distance relationship from each other.
Correct.
It's very hard.
The advice is when you go on Hinge, set your radius closer because it got messed up. So yeah, he had a family business where he was, and I was just growing so much with my music here, and I had worked so hard for what I was doing, and I was like, I don't want the resentment of taking you away from your family, but I know if I moved there, I would feel so claustrophobic, and I've worked too hard to give this up, and I think it's
really one of those things where it's like you're going two separate ways, and it's like, if I don't do this right now, I will think about it later. And I always say this, I was like, the person that you live with is yourself every single day. Yeah. So it's like you live with yourself every single day. And it's like, if you would have left and you would have never pursued what you wanted to do, and like, say it's like the city of Chicago and he's in California or something like that. Like that pursuit of not being able to do that, and like you're thinking to yourself, like, I should have done that. I should have done that. Like,
Yeah.
you'll always live with that. The other person won't. Like,
Yeah.
it won't be in their head constantly.
Right.
They won't think about that because they'll be like, okay, like, why do you think like that? I don't get that. I don't understand.
Right.
And it's like, well, because that's what I wanted to do. And I still want to do that. And it's like, if it just keeps sitting in your head, then you're just going to play terrible mind games. And then that sets yourself up for not a fun relationship, because you really want to make sure that your goals are aligned. You know, like, you want to be, say, a superstar in Chicago, and it's like this person wants to be a superstar in California. Well, it's like, that's a long plane ride away. And if you don't have millions of dollars to fly over there every single day, I mean, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
So,
and we're not talking about California. We're talking about a state line. Just a state line.
The T gets
one
bigger.
State line, Jacob. No. So, and it's like, I don't know. Was he supposed to move here for me? I think he should have. But at the end of the day, like, he has his life and he has his choices, and I have to respect him for that. And it's just, and then you talk logistics, but it goes from logistics being the problem to then now all the problems that arise from those logistics. Then it's like, okay, not feeling chosen, feeling taken for granted, feeling like, do you understand like what you have, or you have, you know, I've been telling you this is what I need for a year, and why are you acting like you're surprised? And it just, it goes from, oh, this is just, we're living in two different locations, let's figure it out, to, oh my God, this is such a bigger problem. And it just kind of spiraled from there. But
yeah, I feel like some of the biggest things, especially with like anxiety and stuff like that, is if you don't let out the small things become a lot of small things, which create a big thing. And then the big thing eventually explodes. And sometimes that can happen in relationships. I mean, that's where it's most prominent usually someone doesn't listen when they've had a 10-hour workday, and then the one thing they didn't listen to becomes a small thing.
Right.
And then it happens 10, 20, 30, 40 times, and then it just like one day it all explodes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But I think the biggest thing for me in terms of having like a successful relationship like that, I mean, if you're dating for that long, like, it's got to be the person. Like, you can build businesses here and there. You can, move businesses here and there. Like, obviously land might be a little bit, like, say if you're on a farm and you're moving to a city, obviously you can't bring the farm with you. But like, if you choose the person, the relationship will be stronger every single time.
Yeah. I think you get so caught up in those little things that you forget the bigger picture. And I think just as all of this is being unveiled, I think I was just realizing, okay, like, maybe this isn't my person, and it wasn't. So I was like, I had to learn the hard way. But yeah, you invest so much time into someone, and you're like, do I give this up and risk completely starting over, or do I try and stick this out? But again, I could feel being stuck. Like, that's how I felt. I felt so stuck for like a year, and probably more. And I was like, I cannot. And
that's not how it should be.
Feel
for the people out there
and do this. So, and I think so. Where this song kind of erupted was from the breakup itself, actually, because we broke up, and I'm someone who, the no contact thing. How do you feel about that?
I would say no contact is the best method.
Yeah.
I'm like, once it's done, it's done. And if it's meant to be, if you're supposed to come back together, the no contact thing is actually more beneficial.
Yeah.
But if you're not, and the no contact thing is in place, then you'll never come back together, and it'll be even easier.
Yes.
Because it's like, and you could be like, oh, whatever, here and there. But high school is the one where it's like a little bit more tough, because it's like they're there.
You're seeing them.
They're there every day, and you might have class with them for like 90 minutes, and you have to sit there for 90 minutes, and they have to just be in your relative vicinity. So the no contact's a little bit tougher on that one. But in terms of like no texting or anything outside of like that, or no contact, like say after you graduate and whatever you're in life, it's a benefit for both parties, because usually the contact is like okay to start, gets a little bit worse, and then eventually at some point it's like don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to you, and then it becomes like I'm blocking you, and then like the relationship completely goes sour.
Yeah.
Where if the no contact, if you saw them 5 years later, like it wouldn't be like, I don't want to talk to you at all. It'd be like, hey, like I haven't seen you in so long. We haven't talked. I mean, I know how things ended, whatever, you know, but like how you been, like that kind of stuff. And also like the healing aspect is a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about this about my friends is like the no contact thing, like prior to telephones coming out was probably so much easier.
Right.
And why like parents or like grandparents don't understand the type of breakups that people go through now is because like the no contact back when was just like, all right, well, she lives in this town, and okay, don't go to that town, and you'll never talk to her, see her, like hear about her ever again,
which is crazy.
And nowadays it's like she could be tagged in a post. She could be tagged in a post, and then like it shows up on your feed, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like the connective world in that term is not good, but yeah, no contact for sure. Let it go. Yeah.
So, and we had kind of even talked about this before we had broken up. That's how like bad this was. Like we kind of both said with every ex we've ever had that if we're ever done, we're done. Like that we are just kind of black and white people like that.
Yeah.
And so when we had broken up, it was like, and again, I felt like I had fought so hard for this, and maybe, you know, not on his side, he did not understand this, but I was like fighting for my life over here. Like my hair was falling out. Like I was so fucking stressed. Like my body was like telling me like, you need to end this relationship. Like it is, and I'm not like a very anxious person. And I was seriously like, I think this is what like an anxiety attack feels like. Like it's it was so alarming to me. And I'm like, this is just not right. So when we had broken up, obviously we shared like a couple texts, you know, and then the problem was he started fighting for it, you know, months after. I'm like, where were you at with your boxing gloves back like a year ago? And I think that was the most frustrating part, because it's like, where was this passion? Where was anything when I'm like screaming, like crying, and you have like, you're mute, like you have nothing to say. And I think he just completely like shut down. Like, I don't know. It was so weird. So all of a sudden, you know, a couple months later, he's doing the sweetest things, like everything you could ever wish to hear from someone that hurt you. He is writing into words, he's sending stuff, he's doing things, and it broke my heart, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I have nothing but love for you, but like this is what has to be done, but I can't go back, not at this point. Like I already reached my boiling point, and I cannot go back physically or like emotionally or mentally or anything like that. And so I just shot him a text, and because I didn't want to ghost him. Like, how do you ghost someone that you thought you were going to marry? You know what I mean? It's really weird. Yeah. And so I ended up, you know, he sent me this like really long novel, and I just said, listen, we're going to keep going around and around and around. We still have not figured out how this is going to work. Like, we're at the same exact spot that we were a year ago, and it's not going to work in a year. Like, do we see the patterns and things like that? And I kind of had to like step away and like take my emotion out of it and be like, logically, you know, this is not happening. So I just sent him a text, and I said, I am not going to respond anymore. Period. Like, I am going to be the one that's ending this cycle. Someone has to do it. And I just want to let you know I'm not going to respond anymore. And then he came back with this, you know, I can't imagine. I couldn't have ever imagined this coldness from you. You know, I thought this was love. I thought that, and it shattered me. I felt horrible. And I just had to not respond. Like, had to have the self-restraint, confidence in myself, and what I thought was right to put an end to it. And so that's really where the song came from. Like, so I'll just have, but it's like, I'll just have to live with it. If you, in your head,
it makes the song so much better now.
If I'm a like cold heartless, if I'm a cold heartless bitch, in your head, that is, I guess, what I'm going to have to be. And I'm
if it helps him cope, then it helps him kind of cope, which is, you know, and for some people that is a coping mechanism, is just like, even if it doesn't work out, you're the enemy now.
Yeah,
like, I don't
and we all, and sometimes you have to get yourself to that place. You have to remember every single horrible, bad thing they did. Yeah. Even though there are so many probably great things, like
95, 98% positive, and then there's like that small percentage.
But you have to focus on it to move on, and everyone has to do what they have to do, and everyone has their own healing journey, and mine just happens to be writing songs, petty ass songs, and putting them out.
Good songs
for everyone.
Good songs.
Everyone to hear. But I think I had to remove that guilt from everything too, just because, you know, you write these songs and you put them on Instagram and everyone knows who they're about. Not that I'm at some Taylor Swift level, but it's like for my, 3,000 Instagram followers from college and high school, everyone knows who this is going to be about. And I think there's that element of, oh my gosh, I don't want to share this because I don't want to hurt that person or involve anyone else. But at the same time, it's like, this is my art. This is what I like to do. And this is what I'm trying to pursue. And this is my experience, and I wrote it, and I'm proud of it, and I have to just get over it. And I'm sorry if it hurts you, but maybe just unfollow me because you're gonna have to hear this shit
and don't
over
listen.
and over again.
Like I said, there's plenty of other artists out there.
Yeah.
So I think the best part is that it's true. Like, it's your story. Like, that's the best part. Like I was saying about, like, with Taylor Swift, it's like your story resonates with you, and even if it doesn't resonate with others, it may. Someone might have gone through the exact same situation where it's like, this is their person. And then it's like, they thought everything was good, but then it's just like, okay, we're, a 20-hour drive apart, 10-hour drive apart. Like, it's just like, it physically cannot work. We're just going two different ways. And it's just like, and then they're like, they think everything's going well. Things break off. And then it's like, dude, you are the worst person in the world. It's like, whoa, wait. We were trying to make things work, and then now I'm the worst person in the world. Yeah. Like, where does this even come from? And I think that story resonates with a lot of people that have gone through that. Some people haven't gone through it as bad. Some people, it's just like, I think our paths are going to separate ways, and it's so hard to be with you when there's like complete big distance. And then it's like, okay, yeah. And then like the breakup's kind of just like no contact. They don't talk to each other. And then they just like on their own, they talk bad about each other behind their back, which also could resonate with the song. So it's interesting because it's like, that's what your truth is. That's your story. And I think that it's good. I think writing stories like that, getting that out, expressing yourself is what you should do. And writing a song about it and creating a banger is that's what's up. That's what you should do. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. And then now I want to get into the music video of the song. Yes. Because in Chicago, I had this thought come across my head when I was thinking about what to talk to you about. And I was just like, all right, I have to ask this question. What was it like just like singing in Chicago, like walking down the street? I'm sure you had plenty of weird looks. Yeah. People being like, okay, like what is this girl doing? Yeah. And just screaming "Cold Heartless Bitch" everywhere. And just like with Tommy next to you. Shout out Tommy. Yes. How was that experience of like filming all that downtown? And Tommy's great, so like I'm sure it was fun, but how was that for you? So Tommy is my cousin. So to have a videographer that you're so comfortable with and is the best. He's helped me throughout my music journey for so long, taking my pictures, taking videos, and it's just like it's so nice to have someone that is your blood, that you're not embarrassed around. So it's like you have a check one, videographer that you could literally be so stupid around or look ridiculous and it wouldn't matter. So that's just like an element of being comfortable. But I truly, before we got to Chicago, had no idea that he was gonna have me do that, to be honest. Really? So we had this like visual board, like we had a couple Zoom meetings, like, and he's from Colorado. So we would like have our little Zoom meetings before he got here. And I knew that the video was going to be switching from laying on my parents' couch, like literally like where this breakup happened, which is like symbolic to me, to flipping into the city and things like that. But I think I was imagining just finding like a sidewalk somewhere that maybe it would have like the skyline behind and I'm singing. And he's like, all right, so yeah, let's get on the median. Like, oh, right there? Like, we're going to do it right here. He's like, yeah, it's wide enough. And there's cars just going back and forth. And it was seriously like so empowering. Like you were talking about this alter ego. Like, I feel like it just played into the alter ego of the song so well. Just cars going by. Yeah, people shouting like through their windows, like, what are you doing? And just being like,
blinders on,
Yeah.
strutting in my black long fur coat, my leather top. And it was funny because I had bought so it was around Christmas time. So I thought it was going to be freezing. Like I was like, oh God, this is going to be awful. It's going to be unbearable. It was actually a couple days after Christmas. There was a 50-degree day and it was like misting and like raining, and it was perfect because we were laughing. We're like, if this music video had like blue skies and like a normal like snowy Chicago day, it would have been so like not the vibe. So we were so glad it was like misting and raining, but also it's windy, misty, raining. I have small eyes as it is, and then I'm trying to like open them.
Trying to open your eyes as the wind's coming.
And I'm like, this is gonna look so bad. And so I had bought this little like speaker from TJ Maxx that was waterproof because I'm like, oh, it's gonna rain. It's like $15. I should have known that it was not going to play loudly. But here I am. So Tommy has this little Bluetooth speaker hooked to his belt because he needs to, like, I'm just lip syncing, right? Like I'm not shouting lyrics, but so I'm lip syncing. He needs the music to be playing close enough to the camera so that he can sync it up
the audio
later. But the problem is it's playing so quietly that I can't hear the song as I'm back, and I'm like, okay, well, I hope I'm on beat because this is gonna look really bad. So I would like put my ear up to like the speaker, and then I'd be like, okay, right back, sing, and then like back up and then like barely hear it and be like, I think this is right. And then have you talked to him about the drone and things like that?
No, I haven't talked about the drone.
Okay.
I saw the bridge scene though.
Okay.
Like I talked to him about that a little bit.
So we're doing that, and I actually there was a guy waiting at a red light that like called me over, and I went over and he's like, girl, you're killing it. Like, what's your Instagram? I need to hear this song. And so I'm like typing in, it's like raining, and Tommy's like, we have to go, the sun's gonna go down. I'm like, let's go. So we end up and again, I did not know he had this idea for this huge bridge scene. I'm like, oh, we had talked about, because the bridge of the song is screamed our love from the mountaintops, gave it everything I got, blah, blah, blah. And then the end is like, time to burn a bridge, time to move past it. Better watch out for those scary girls with confidence. So I'm like, oh, it'd be great if we were on a bridge, like burn a bridge. It's symbolic, it's literal, whatever. But I didn't realize how cool it was going to look. Like, he had the coolest shot. But so he had his drone. You're not really supposed to fly drones in
Chicago.
The city.
Yeah. Like it's against a lot of codes.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm just gonna try. So I'm standing on the bridge in my black fur coat with my leather crop top, my like boots, and people are walking by, and I'm saying, you know, don't mind me, I'm recording a music video, whatever. And to be fair, I am not. So there's the platform of the bridge, then there's a whole sidewalk in front of you, then there's a railing, then there's the water. I'm just setting the scene for everyone. I'm not close to the water. I'd have to like really do a long jump to hit water. So I'm standing on the bridge. He puts the drone up probably within 10 seconds. We both watch it go up, and then all of a sudden we're both like, where'd it go? And he's like, do you see it? I'm like, no, I saw it was over there for a second. He loses his drone. The controller goes completely black, and he said he's never seen the controller go black ever. So I feel awful because,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So then he's like, hang on, let me go down and try and find it. So he's like on the sidewalk trying to figure it out. Like, he loses it completely. So I felt awful. It was supposed to be a really quick shot, like, because
like just looking at the bridge from like the outside.
Yeah, it was supposed to be quick. It was supposed to be all done in like 1 or 2 takes, and I was gonna be standing on this bridge for maybe, you know, a minute tops, and I was gonna get down. That was the plan. Move along. But with the drone being taken into the sky by the grid of Chicago, he was like, oh, I'm gonna do a long lens of it. I'm gonna go on the other bridge, like really far away. So this is all key to the story. He's super far away. No one can see him. So he's getting this shot, and I'm standing on the bridge for a lot longer than I probably would have because he's trying to figure out different angles, blah, blah, blah. So I'm standing out there for a really long time. He would call me, and I would like be on the phone, and then I would hang up and I would count like with my hands, like 1, 2, 3, like to visually show him, okay, now I'm going to start singing.
Yeah.
And then I would silently, there's no music playing because we were just winging it at this point. Yeah. There was no music. I was just like, I hope I'm on beat. Hope this syncs up right. I looked schizophrenic. Like I am singing by myself, mouthing words, doing weird hand gestures, like dance moves. Like I look angry because at this part, this song is like, angry.
Yeah.
All key. So this cop car pulls up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Just one cop car though. So they get out and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally fine. Like what? And they're like, we got a call. Like people were worried about you. Oh my gosh. I look like a schizophrenic person that's about to jump. And I've been counting down to my death. You know what I mean? Like I'm going 1, 2, 3. Like
like
go.
You're counting. Like it's like you're counting, and then it's like, is this person gonna jump?
Like doing big hand gestures, like counting down. Then I'm on the phone. Then I'm like recording a Snapchat of myself. I look like I am live streaming this. Like it's horrible. So I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, I am so sorry, but my cousin is out there and they don't see him. They're like, where is he? I'm like, no, I swear he's out there. I look like I'm crazy. Like he's out there, I swear, in the water.
He's out there.
So they're like, well, I go, can we just have one more take? I had the audacity to ask for one more take because we needed it. And they were like, we take these calls really seriously and we got a ton of them from different buildings and the whole team is on the way.
Like what?
2 fire trucks. Like ambulances, just like all of a sudden it felt like the whole world shut down. It was like wee. Like it was so loud. I don't know if it was just like dramatized in my head, but it was the loudest sirens I've ever heard in my life. They're blocking off the bridge because I don't know. There's a whole team of firefighters on the left side, whole team of firefighters on the right side blocking this bridge. It's just me. All for me. All these taxpayer dollars here for me doing a music video. And the fire chief comes running over. It's like an episode of Chicago PD. And he's like, is she okay? Like, what happened? And the cop tells him, and he goes, she was fucking dancing. He's pissed. He's pissed. He looks at me, like, stares into my soul. My heart drops to my toes, and he's like, you can't fucking do that. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. And then it's like they technically can't leave me until they know I'm okay.
Yeah.
How do you explain that you're sane without any I'm like,
my cousin's over there.
Okay.
I'm dancing, I'm counting down.
So the best part, I call Tommy and I'm like, can you get over here? I'm pointing at him, right? Like I'm like, hey, I swear he's over there. And I go, can you get over here and vouch for me? Like say like we're doing this. And he goes, leave me out of this. Stop pointing at me. I don't want to get a ticket. I'm going back to the car. He leaves my ass out.
Oh my!
Just joking. I still love you, Tommy. All good. But yeah, we all have to save ourselves. But so he goes back to the car, and I'm like, oh, listen, my cousin's going back to the car. And then finally, they were just like, all right, I guess you're fine. They didn't ask for my name, didn't give me a ticket or anything. I mean, people record stuff in the city all the time. I don't know. But talk about a walk of shame. I'm walking back from this bridge. All these firefighters at the time was single and was like, hey, anyone, you guys want to be in my music video? Why is that my thought? I'm like, oh, is there any cute ones out here? And I'm like waving. Like, did you like show them your music videos and stuff, or like? No, because I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything to like.
Your phone? I guess you didn't. Did you publish anything yet, or?
No, I didn't have anything from this shoot, but I was like, just laughing, just full face of makeup, this whole outfit. I'm like, this is how I'm going out. I'm going out on the Randolph Bridge.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, but we did get the take. So, I mean, we risked it. I'm like, now we got to make sure that people watch this. So all of our pain was worth it. We get in the car. I had a gig that night at Tin Roof in Wrigleyville. It was just like the longest day ever. We get in the car and we're both just silent, no music. Like he had just lost his drone. The cops came and we're just driving in silence. No words to be spoken. Yeah, we all have those car rides, but So it was such a fun time. Tommy put together such a cool music video. Not that I didn't expect greatness from him, but when he sent it to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted. And had one of my friends come and do kind of like this like intro, like a part that was before the third verse, and it was kind of showing like two people in love and kind of adding some sentiment to it, and it kind of like took me out of my alter ego and like showed the soft part of the relationship and kind of the mourning of that, and then it goes to the bridge and it's like I did my best, and it's like whatever, now we gotta burn a bridge, move past it. And so it was so healing for me. I'm like, if no one sees this video, if this song never takes off or no one listens to it, like I think that's the coolest part. I don't care. Like I just have so much fun recording and the whole process that if something happens, it happens. If not, like I'm healed internally from this song, and it was fun creating it.
Let it all out. I love it. That is absolutely insane. I wish they like you had some evidence to show them like you were in a music video, because then you could have like took a picture with all of them. Because a lot of the scenes and things that I've heard of like people getting like calls and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, we're just doing like this, and they're like, oh really? He's like, okay, well, can we take a picture? He's like, yeah, sure. And it's like they take a picture and then they post it and everything.
That was not the vibe. They were
the
really
chief
mad.
was probably super
the two cops were kind of like laughing a little bit with me, and they were like, oh, like, so I ended up, so there's the team on the left side, team on the right side, and I looked at the cop and I was like, should I go over there and apologize? Because it was so awkward. I didn't know what to do in this moment. And it was right around Christmas time too. So I was like, can I buy you guys presents? Like I was just like spewing things out. I'm like, what's your address? Like I'll send you gift cards. Like I feel so bad. And I just asked them like, should I go over and apologize? And the cops go, no, they look kind of pissed off. I wouldn't do that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave now. But
I just feel bad because it's like, I mean, some citizen is probably just like, yeah, I'm doing my part, like saving this person's life, and you're just out there like, can we get the shot? Like, can we get the
one more? Let's go. But so my family was joking. They're like, when it came out, you should have sent like some gift basket to the firefighters or like the policemen and be like, this is what you had stopped for. Or, like, watch it here. I'm like, I just don't know if that's the vibe. I don't think they care.
It would have been really cool if you could have had like all the shots of all of the vehicles there. Yeah, like, and
Tommy was headed back to the car. He was not concerned about getting
the coolest shot would have been like a drone image of like you in the middle of the bridge and like all the cops like walking to you. Yeah. And like all the firefighters like walking to you. Yeah. And there's just like you're basically just like shut down Chicago Bridge. Like, like that would have been an insane shot. Sick. Oh, Tommy, the drone. We need the drone back. Oh man. Because, like, if you think about, like, some crazy scenario like that, like, in a music video, like, people would be like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, Chicago, you shut down the city in the middle of the day, like, on a bridge. Like, how much did that cost? And for you, it was just completely free.
This is free as can be.
Oh, man. I did not know that about the story at all.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. And the drone. We got to get Tommy a new drone. Did he get one?
I think, he was shopping for one on the car ride back.
Yikes. Oh, what an amazing story. So cool.
Much fun.
I believe I had one more question for you. Oh, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the newest TikTok trend of and then also I wanted to talk to you about the wonderful person that came to one of your concerts as well. That one's a funny story. I saw your TikTok on that one. But the first one I talked to you about is the TikTok trend, the like Yaya girl, the teacher, the singing teacher.
Yes.
Have you seen her?
Yes, I have.
And how real is that in terms of like actually coaching vocals?
Are you talking about she like tries to get those girls to hit high notes?
Yeah.
And she was like, she tells them to use like instead of, it's like when you say different words, I feel like every person has an easier time pronouncing things differently. Like like me versus like May, you know what I mean? Like you have like different, it's weird.
Like splitting vocals, like putting them together, like all that.
I believe it. I don't think she's faking it or anything. I've never had a vocal lesson. in my life, so I cannot speak on that. I went to YouTube University for guitar, for everything, so I've never had a lesson in anything.
Yeah.
So I cannot
YouTube University is the best of the best.
But
have you seen the edits of them?
Of
like the ya ones?
No.
Oh, they're insane. They're absolutely. I'll send
watching
you some after
someone
this.
go from.
It like goes from like no, it just goes from like raise your ya,
yeah,
and then it like goes into like a complete edit of some random thing, and it's like that's like the vocal cord they use, and then they like throw a bunch of beats behind it and stuff.
Oh my gosh!
I'll have to send you them.
Yeah,
they're really good actually. I was surprised, and then she became so popular behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But in my honest opinion, I've like tried to like do some of the stuff that they teach, and I'm like, it's very interesting. Because, like, if you think about, like, pushing your vocals out and, like, going around and, like, back in versus, like, having your vocals be in, it changes the way you say things.
Yeah, everything is really visual. Or just sound in general is being 3D is so cool. Just on the producing side of things, I've just learned so much. Just learning from different people and different producers and stuff. But, yeah, there's so many little tricks that have just made me appreciate just all your favorite songs that you hear on the radio and how people get those certain takes in the studio, or like I've heard people like, you know, actually physically smiling during certain parts that will like help different notes come out or like different emotions come. And, you know, it's just, so I believe it, you know, thinking what you're talking about, like that girl on TikTok makes sense.
Yeah. One of the cooler ones was that I never thought of was, Bohemian Rhapsody, when the guy talked about being a good vocalist because he had like a really big mouth and he could get like big vocals out that way. And I thought about it and I was like, that is such a thing that I didn't think about. Like, if you have a really small mouth, it could be really hard to get like big vocals out at certain notes.
Yeah.
And you probably could do it, but you have to have a different, like, it'd be a different tone, different level.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. But one of my favorite people in terms of like just like the way they can hit notes is 100% Billie Eilish.
Oh yes.
I listen
so
and I'm like,
cool.
oh my God.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Like
how do you do that note? Like, what is that? That's crazy.
Or Ariana Grande, her whistle tone, she's like I
oh
can't even try and mimic it. It's wild.
Impossible to mimic.
Yeah, and some of that stuff is just, I mean, I think there's a level of you can learn something and you can get better at something, but then there's just like God-given talent. There's a threshold.
Yeah, there is. And I think that people like Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande just really do a good job of like actually putting it to work and showing us what like an insane vocal artist can actually sound like.
Yeah.
So because I've heard some like the Ocean Eyes one, I think is one of her songs. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just like, I just listened to just her vocals and I'm just like,
you like melt into it.
I'm like, oh, it's just like such a nice, like the sound waves just hit and you're just like, this is very pleasant. Like you were talking about moods of songs and stuff. And then let's the last one I got for you, but I'm curious to hear your story on this one because this is going to be interesting. So guy comes to your show, this one, your TikTok.
I know. I'm trying to think of, I have so many stories.
And then he expects for you to go on a date with him. Oh. And then you made a TikTok and I saw it and I'm not gonna lie, I actually laughed out loud when I read your TikTok because you were like, this guy expects me to go on a first date because he comes to my show and like walks up to me and says, I went to your show, you have to go on a date with me.
That was just the audacity of people. I honestly, it's so entertaining. There's no part in me that's like ever actually offended. I think so I deal with so many random people and personalities. I'm so desensitized to this shit. So like, okay, let me just set the scene.
Yeah, let's set the
scene.
So
I'm playing at Barstool, and there's a guy at the bar, and so I finished, and it was kind of dead that night. So there was, it was just people at the bar. People are like watching the game. It's a Wednesday, like whatever, at 10 o'clock. So I finish the song and he claps, like he goes like 3. I distinctly remember
claps?
like 3 claps, but it was actually nice. Like, okay, like sometimes
I'll take it.
No one claps, whatever, like I don't even care. So I just said, oh, like thank you. I look at him, like make eye contact with him one time.
You want to connect with the audience.
Yeah. Like thank you. Okay. Finish the set. I'm on my break now, and I'm like, I don't know, I just had a long day of freaking work, my day job. Now I'm doing this. I just want to eat my sandwich in peace. Like, I want to sit in this corner. I want to scroll through TikTok, and I don't want to talk to anyone. And he comes over, and he's like, hi. I'm like, hi. And he's like, hello. Like, sometimes people will come up, and I'll say, oh, here's a business card. Like, thank you. Like, they'll say, like, oh, thanks for being here. Okay. And then they leave. This guy is like standing here, like he is waiting for me to
awkward.
Give him a gift.
Ugh.
Like, I'm okay. And he's like, did you see me? See, yeah, I saw you at the bar. He's like, did you see me clap? Did you hear me clap? Yeah. I'm like
You're like,
I am third bite into my sandwich. Like, saw it. Thank you. And he's like, so we can go out to dinner? I'm like, what? I literally, it made no sense. He's like, I'm kind of into you. I'm like, cool. Like, I
could have started with that maybe.
I'm not into you at all. And I was like, oh, whatever. And yeah, he was just like, he seriously thought he should have dinner with me, like at a later date, like not like there, because he had clapped. He was like, did you not see me clap? Yeah. That's actually what you kind of normally do for someone who sings. What the hell? And so I literally, normally I'm like too nice, because I'm like, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who knows who. And I truly believe that. So like, I have a hard time like passing up any opportunity or like not talking to someone, because you just never know. But I'm like, there's nothing in this man that is going to help me further my career. And I said, if you don't mind, I would really like to eat this sandwich alone. I was just in a mood that day. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, thought I was like the rudest person on the planet. I'm like, all right, well, lost a fan right there, but it's okay. It's worth it. I am not going to like exhaust myself trying to talk to this annoying man. But the audacity of some people, I will tell you, it's crazy.
And then you made a TikTok, and then I saw it, and it was like,
and it blew up.
Yeah, it blew up. That's why I saw it, and I was like, yo, it's got thousands of likes on it.
This sound was like, oh, how I love being a woman, or something. So I'm like, yeah, when you have a guy clap for literally 3 claps, expect
like,
you're gonna marry him.
I got a date now. Yeah. Like, all right, bet. That's 3 claps. I'm locked in. You know, like I got myself a date tomorrow night. Like I'm chilling. Let me go talk to her. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Walks up. So tomorrow night. It's like, huh?
No.
What? Usually you start with, hey, I really liked your show. My name is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's nice to meet you. Oh, hi, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I thought you were pretty cute, and I thought you did a good job. Oh, thank you so much. Like, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was just wondering if you wanted to go get dinner sometime. I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
Like that.
Sure.
That's a normal conversation.
I'm going to hook you guys up. I'm going to have you teach him
how
to do that.
I can start lessons. So this is why I'm starting my course on how to actually talk to people. No, I'm kidding. But like, it's really easy to just be a human and talk to people like human beings. Going up to someone and be like, yeah, I clapped. Like, that means a date, right?
Yeah. It's just the arrogance. Just like, that was melting off him. It was disgusting.
Ugh. I'm so sad that happened at Barstool too, of course. I was thinking about like, what bar would that possibly happen at? Of course. Of course, the reputation. That stinks. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I really appreciate you coming on. Your stories are so cool, especially the firefighter one. Yes. I did not think I was getting myself into that one.
We'll never forget it. That's for sure.
That's so cool. So, Cold Heartless Bitch is out. It's on Apple Music, Spotify,
on everything. Yeah.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
All right. And we can look you up where?
On Instagram, at Justine Ewald, TikTok at Justine Ewald, Facebook, Justine Ewald Music. It's what's great about my name. It's not taken. So everything is just Justine Ewald.
There you go.
Keep it simple. And then, yeah, the YouTube music video is going to be on my YouTube, Justine Ewald, and yes, Cold Heartless Bitch. Get those streams up. Help me become a millionaire. 0.00008 cents per stream. So
love it.
Rack it up.
Got to get those streams up. Yeah. So really, guys, go out, support her. Go show her some love on the channel.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward. Your next concert is tonight.
Wrigleyville at the Stone Saddle. And then I got Barstool Sunday. So
That's super exciting. Yeah. Thank you for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thanks for
Guys,
having me.
go follow her. Go listen to her song. Go listen to her YouTube video. You now know the story behind it. So should be a good time. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.